Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's been a while. This is Freddie Ewan. I don't even know how to say it anymore, but two-time GM of the Year, current Pantheon Cup champion, host of the TPFFKAL show. I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. It's been a while since we had a show. I've been extremely busy. I apologize, but have to get back to my TPFFKAL duties. Have to still kind of recruit and get some people on the show. Robin's been on vacation in the Bahamas. She's finally back, so we got to get some things going again. But we are at the midway point of the regular season. We had a note come out from the commissioner today. I'm going to read it to you. Halfway through the season, a couple of teams have risen to the top, and a few teams have sunk to the bottom. And some interesting surprises. TOD has the overall lead, and with a couple more wins, can lock up a playoff spot. But his schedule gets extremely hard from here. They have 5 of 7 games against playoff teams and one other game against teams with more points than TOD. Shake and Bake holds the last playoff spot, but they have most points against in a tight race for 3 playoff positions between 7 teams. Ignidius FT holds the wild card spot by 50 points over Chicken of the Cave. Sehmi Automatic is in last place, but they're exempt from the clap. Right now, Danny, his team name to be discerning, has the clap. But he has the most points scored among the bottom teams if there is a tiebreaker. So that is the commissioner's report. Let's get to it. A lot of chatter around the league, a lot of GMs, saying TOD's overrated. TOD's had an easy schedule. TOD doesn't have enough points. Blah, 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 blah. This guy is the greatest fantasy football GM of all time. He took a team with 111 salary cap points, and he has turned it into a 6-1 record. Regardless, they got to play their schedule out. I know they got a tough schedule, but also week 7 means that cap trades are coming. TOD just made a big cap trade, picked up CD Lamb. There's going to be a lot of cap trades that are coming because teams are going to start trying to improve their situation and get better for the final playoff push. This is when you're going to see the cream of the crop, which is about 8 teams battle it out for 6 spots, and there's about 4 teams that are probably going to tank or something along those lines. So it's going to be very interesting. I know that a couple teams have not decided to tank just yet. They want to play it out and see what happens. And, this is really the best part of the season when there's going to be a frenzy and a lot of buying and a lot of whatnot. But, everyone, no one picked TOD to repeat as champion. No one thought they would be 6-1 at this point. It's not their fault they've had an easy schedule. They're just playing to win, baby. So this week, though, is going to be an interesting week. We got some big games this week, starting off with TOD versus the Donkey Dicks. Said that right, TDK. I'm picking TDK in this one. I think they're probably going to upset TOD. But it's going to be a good matchup. Schedule right now is 115 to 109. I think it's going to be a lot closer. GronkDonks playing the Red Sharks. GronkDonks, I know, want to go on a winning streak before they give up completely. They're going to play the Red Sharks, who have really kind of, they got rid of Lamb. They're going to try to can it, but we'll see what happens. FJTK coming off a big upset loss to the GronkDonks last week. They're currently sitting in 4th place. They're going to try to rebound against Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake's in 5th place. That's a big game. Big game. FJTK still has a great team. Justin Jefferson's going to get back eventually. Shake and Bake's really coming around. Bowser is a dangerous GM, so I think he's got a good chance to make a run. Indigenous FT, they had a lot of cap room. They're at 3 and 4. They've taken some tough breaks, and they're in a tough matchup this week with Chicken of the Cave. That's a big matchup. 4 and 3 versus 3 and 4. Really gonna see what happens there with Zach. Going 3 and 5 is gonna put him in a really tough spot, but I know his schedule does get easier. The Rock Throwers last week, tough loss to TOD once again. They only lost by about a point or 2. Hawkinson just couldn't get it done in the end, although he did have a good play. They play against Donks for Life. Donks for Life still has his complete team together. They may try to rebound against the Rock Throwers and go from there. Sehmi Automatic got their first win of the season. I knew it was going to happen at some point. They've been playing really well. They're going up against the Virginia SeaDogs. The Virginia SeaDogs are scoring points like crazy. The GM's starting to get a little more normal, starting to not have three defenses start, cut down param. I'll tell you one thing, I gotta give much credit for, I think that the big waiver wire pickup of the year was Puka. I took him in a bunch of best ball lineups at the beginning of the season. I'm in first place in a bunch of those best ball lineups, but I really think that he is the free agent pickup of the year. Puka has been awesome. Even with Cup coming back, he's putting up some points. He had a much better game than Cup last week. SeaDogs are getting it together. Puka's a huge pickup. Diggs, Lawrence, Cousins has been in and off, but he's got arguably the two best running backs, CMC and Eckler's back from injury. If those guys can hold up, he is going to be in good shape for the playoffs because running backs are it's still running backs are the cream of the crop. Having running backs on your team is like gold, and it's there's a lot of teams struggling to find their running back number two. Some don't even have that grab running back one. So it's like that no running back strategy. Does it work sometimes? Yes, it works sometimes. Injuries like Ford and Moss and a bunch of backup players that have turned out to be be successful, but it's still you cannot have enough running backs. And it's really proved the point in the season. There's going to be more injuries. And that's that. We look at the season right now. Four teams have over 70% chance to make the playoffs. And those teams are, I'm going to give you those in 1 second. The four teams that have a overall chance to make that are 70% or more to make the playoffs. Let's see if I can bring this up. Hold on one second. The four teams that are over 70% to make the playoffs are TOD, the Donkey Dicks, FJTK, and the Virginia SeaDogs. So they are over 70% chance to make the playoffs. Maybe battling just out for the final two spots. We'll see. Like I said, we're after week 7. TOD does have a tough schedule ahead. We all know that. But, there is going to be a lot of movement, trading future cap room to ante up and get the players that you need. So should be really interesting. Should be a really interesting week. We had one big trade. I know that a lot of big trades are coming. There's been a lot of chatter amongst the sites. So I think that you're going to see some teams that are really caving in, dipping out, selling their assets to other teams, and other teams are going to be forfeiting some of their assets for the 24 season to make a run this year, which is what makes this league so great. I wish I could do this in every league. I really do. It makes it, it makes it exciting and, really kind of like evens things out. It's a really cool way to do fantasy football. I think it was me who came up with that idea too. So, anyway, everyone have a great week. I'm going to try to get a special guest on, in the next couple days. I'm going to try to get back into the thing. I've been super busy, but, super busy as the GM of the year. But everyone have a great day. Congratulations, Jonathan Champ, for your big win last week. Don't overplay pocket aces. That is my advice to you. Everyone have a great day. Enjoy the game tonight.